reconvene. Motion by Mr. Maxwell, second by James. All those in favor say aye. Okay, opposed, same sign. So we're coming back in at 10:42 to continue discussion of the budget. I guess is where we're at.
Judge, if it meets with the court's approval, for the purposes of getting this part started, I'd be more than happy to make a general statement about what the DA's office is requesting.
The court, recording agreement?
Yes, sir. I'm
Okay.
good with that.
Proceed, Mr. Stevenson.
Judges,
Which goes back to our executive session.
correct.
Go ahead.
As the court is well aware, we've recently had a deputy who was killed in the line of duty, Deputy David Bosucker of the Sheriff's Department. And based on the last 10 days research and study, and I want to be real clear with the public and the members of the press that are here, we have not received the case from the Texas Rangers yet. So anything that I'm going to say is not hammered in yet because we have not received that case in full. We have had preliminary reports and we should have the final report today. But having said that, based on the research that we've done in consultation with Judge Hullum and Ms. Key, we know that there are going to be significant expenses incurred in the prosecution of this case, however it's filed. Right now, I will tell you that we believe that it will be filed as a capital murder and more likely than not a capital murder death penalty case. Based on the research that we've done thus far, we feel like it's proper and necessary for us to establish a special budget, which I believe the auditor's office is calling the DA special account capital murder, something to that make.
It is DA capital prosecution
DA capital prosecution.
on page 20 and 21.
And there's several purposes for this. One, from a statutory perspective, we're required to have this set up, or we have to make emergency line item changes, which are going to be coming anyway, but we have to have a place to book it. We're going to try to do a best guess estimate of what this may incur, and it will be just that, a guesstimation of what it might cost. For the purposes of today's meeting, we're requesting specifically that the court establish this new account and fund it immediately with $50,000. And I will tell,
55.
I'm sorry, 55,000. I will tell the court that is a de minimis amount that will ultimately be accruing through this account.
Basically placeholders.
It's just a place to park the funds that are going to be required through this long and complicated, difficult situation. I hate to attempt to make any estimations at this point, but I would tell the court and the public that at a minimum, this will cost in excess of $500,000 to taxpayers of Eastland County. More likely than not, it would be very conservative to say that we could get this done in the end, if it ends up being a capital murder death case, it'll be well in excess of $1 million. And that's over and above. We don't truly have an insurance policy, but we're a member of a collaborative that provides for defense counsel. The county's still responsible for expert witnesses on the defense side and medical, transportation, expert witnesses, psychiatric evaluations, transportation, housing, and the list goes on and on. Appellate, there'd be at least 2 appeals once the trial is complete, assuming there's a conviction. And this process can take years and years.
So reading into this, what we've had, and not going into what we talked about a while ago, but from a perspective on the budgeting, while we're sitting here looking at this, in reality, not knowing, but in reality, we can safely budget $500,000 for an expense annually for this until it's gone through the second appeal.
Commissioner, I think that's probably a very realistic outlook on what's probably coming. I will tell you that over the course of the last 10 days, pardon me, my office has been looking into every grant possibility. We've talked to Senator Birdwell's office. We've talked to the Attorney General's office. We have meetings pending with the Attorney General's capital murder prosecution, death penalty prosecution specialist later this week. They have potential resources for grant funding, particularly with regard to small counties like Eastland County. We're going to be researching each and every one of those and making application for every dollar that we can to help the court and the taxpayers of Eastland County to be able to get through this. But even with that, this process will be very time consuming and quite expensive. And I'd entertain any questions the court has, or for that matter, if the court opens it up, I'd be glad to answer any questions of the public.
I mean, obviously there were specific reasons that we went into executive session because of some of the details of the capital murder itself, of the investigation, but as far as I'm concerned, I have no problems addressing any concerns from
Well, I think
anybody that's here.
from our side of it, from me sitting on this end of this table, that I don't want to spend anybody's tax dollars, but I'm not going to let a guy get by with doing what that guy did.
Amen.
Well,
I concur.
if I could add one thing, I've talked to a significant number of law enforcement officials who are very personally involved, and they are all 100% that we carry this to fruition. There is a substantial cost involved, and I think the court now understands what those financial obligations are, and I agree with Commissioner. This is hard for me to say, but
I know you're really
for once
probably
in
gonna choke up
25
coffee.
years, I agree with Commissioner Raines 100%.
Can we make some special note in the record that evidently there will be a blue moon tonight?
History's been made.
Maybe one of those red moons.
Here, history's been made.
Well,
It's terrible that we had to have this situation for him and I to agree on something. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
yeah.
Any other questions for the district attorney?
I just have a technical question. When you say a new account, are you talking about a new
Department.
department? Okay, thank you.
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
I don't want to, I already have 61 bank accounts, so I don't want another, please. I will if I need to, but
We wanted to be able to track the expenses for the trial.
yeah, I
in and of
understand
itself,
the new
So that we know.
department. I just want to make sure it wasn't a new.
Because
No, you don't have, no new bank account.
Thank you.
No, Commissioner Raines made a good deal. I mean, for transparency, we want to be able to tell the public, this is where this money was spent, and this is how it was spent. But also, if another county that was going through that, we could sit there and print that out and say, this is what it cost us.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Realistically, this is what you can look at, because it is I mean, everybody sitting at this table knows it's gonna be a financial, I mean, but it's extremely hard to put the dollar above the lie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
there's-
want to make sure I didn't need to go open another bank account. Like, I kind of need to know if I need to do that or not.
For sure.
No,
But it's hard to process.
if we receive grants, we'll do the same thing and
Okay.
just run it through grants fund.
Grants funding. Okay.
And then fund it that way. Okay, thank you, Mr. Stevenson, appreciate it. Unless there's any more questions for Mr.
No,
Stevenson?
I think.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Brad.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
To create, establish a new,
It's already in the budget. It's in the budget, printed out.
It's in the proposed.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go through the rest of the changes to
Sure.
the budget? Because I have several discussion
No,
items.
that's fine, that's fine. We need to have the discussion before we start doing the proposed rate.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
thank you.
Too bad. I like the way Kathy did hers. I'm gonna try to do mine that way.
You wanna be like me?
What about insurance? Still hasn't been
Yeah.
cleared. Still owe like 2,000
Reach
short
that down.
in my account.
Oh, I haven't even gotten it. I have to accrue and, yeah,
Before I
don't
spend all
worry.
my money.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do it this week, but I can't make any promises. I've got to
So
skip
did
that
you move
over.
this, did you move the old one over?
You want me to get rid of one?
If you don't mind. Thank you. There.
Knock me over.
It's all right.
Okay, I'm going to start you on page 90, and this is the health reimbursement account. If you'll remember, the court decided to take a lesser cost insurance coverage for the employees with a deductible is increased $1,000, but the county's going to absorb that $1,000 difference. So estimating 20 people are going to meet that $1,000 increase. I increased the health reimbursement account $20,000. So on the revenues, I just did percentage-wise between the four funds that this is funded through. So line 08639000100, which is general fund, changes to $48,807.
What was the last five again? I'm sorry.
It's 01000. It's in the,
Okay,
it's the second highlighted line,
okay.
Page 90?
page 90.
Yeah, I'm on, 0100. 01000.
On page 90,
90. It's
Yeah.
the second highlighted line.
we don't have highlighter or shading.
It's 086.
Oh, it went away when we made copies. Okay. It's 086-3900-0100.
Okay, I'm there. Transfer from general,
Yes,
okay,
that's changing to $48,807.
okay.
The next line, ending in 02000, which is transfer from Road and Bridge, $14,050.50. The line below, ending in 03900, is transfer from dispatch, $134.50. The line below that, ending in 05400, transfer from its courthouse security, $2,958. So those four total $73,950. I also increased 0864090202000 deductible reimbursement. The department 4090 non-departmental is the header on that,
No, on the same sheet.
on the same sheet. That line increases to $97,000. And the administration fees below it, ending in 41300, increases to $9,000.
What are those administration fees, just out of curiosity?
We actually have to pay, and we'll be paying through Holmes Murphy, for them to administer
They
the
take care of it.
Okay.
health reimbursement arrangement account. That kind of sets you up for the rest of it. And I'm going to save this page for last. On page 12, in the first section at the top, 01040904700, which is dispatch support, increases to $483,316.79. And that's due to that increase for the health reimbursement arrangement. Page 37. Bottom section, top line, 0107000020000, which is transfer to Road and Bridge, changes to are you there?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
$972,107.43. And I'm going to explain that one when we get to Fund 20, which is next on page 40. If you'll look at the bottom of the first section, or actually it's the second section, 0203800775500, carryover from prior year. The audited fund balance for fiscal year '22 was $346,000, so I'm proposing to carry forward 300 of that, which dropped 02039000100, transfer from general fund just below it to $972,107.43.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Then on page 46, line 0207000-08600 at the bottom, the very bottom.
8,600.
Yes. changes to $14,050.50. On page 48, we've already discussed these, the addition of the two Senate Bill 22 grant revenue income lines. And then on page 45, am I not seeing? It's not page 45. It is page 51. We've also discussed this, adding the transfer to general fund to 525,000, or changing it to 525,000.
For the Senate Bill 22.
Yes, for Senate Bill 22.
Okay.
And then on page,
This was a good idea until they had the page numbers on the right. And then you're like,
I think next year we'll use a 3-ring binder
yeah.
and
Yeah,
just do it that way.
Yeah, that's a whole lot easier
Yeah.
to flip through.
On page 52 at the bottom, line 0 to 6, 6900 41600, and this is the ARPA grant funds. Professional fees changes to 140,000. First line on the next page, ending in 45700, computer software changes to $465,515.
Is that the Tyler stuff?
Yes, that is the Tyler.
Is that everyone's,
That is
the grand total of,
the enterprise, jury, and financial.
okay. And when you say the enterprise, you're talking about the judge's edition, DA, JP,
Yes,
okay.
yes. Then 2 lines below, ending in 47100, Eastland County Water Supply. That should be $200,000. And I have not talked to Steve Gertis.
This 47,200?
47,200,
47,100.
47,100.
Okay.
No, yes, 100.
Okay.
Sure would help if y'all had the shading.
Yeah.
We'll have to work on that next time.
Yeah.
If you'll go down toward the bottom of the page, ending in 47800, which is Gorman Volunteer Fire Department, that should be 25,000. And then at the bottom of the page, ending in 49000, other miscellaneous, $6,583.78. If you will go to page 63, toward the top, 0393420, 30,000, which just says Eastland County. And this is the support the county provides for dispatch. It's increasing to $483,316.79. On page 65, very close to the bottom, 0397000 08600, transfer to health reimbursement. Change that one to 8,134.50. On page 66, be some tacky finger. In the section that says revenue object 3800, it's line 04038007750. That's carryover from prior year. That needs to change to $10,997.88. On page 78, this is also under the section that says revenue object 3800. And it is line 05238007750. Changes to $51,028.31. And on page 81, at the top, it's line 0543420484000. Transfers from general fund, changes to $108,456.42. On page 82, toward the bottom, under Department 7,000 transfers, the line ending in 08600, transfer to health reimbursement, changes to $2,958. On the next page, under revenue object 3800, line 05538007750, carryover from prior year, changes to $163,427.39. The next change is on page 95. Also under the revenue object 3800. Oops, am I not on the right page? I'm not. General ledger account 0943800775000, changed to $2,560.
Mine's going to all different numbers.
It's got all different numbers?
Yeah, because at 95, I didn't have a 95. Mine stopped at 93, and then it went to 153.
Your pages?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine stopped at 93 and went to 155.
I'm actually good. For
Yeah,
what?
they're,
Are they out of order? They're there, but they're out of order?
yeah, they're out of order.
I'm good. Do you need me to help you put those in order?
It'll take a little while. Cause they're just skipping around.
Sonia's messing with us.
Yeah, yeah.
Just keeping you on your toes. She was down to the wire. Did you find page 85, 95?
Yeah, it's back here in the back.
Is yours in order or out of order, Andy?
Okay. 95.
Yeah, mine's fine.
It's just you two boys.
Yeah.
What'd Robert do?
Playing
Do you need that amount again?
No, it's probably,
2560.
2,560.
yeah.
Then on page 102, again, under Revenue Object 3800, that changes to 21,435.40.
That was 3,800,
Yes.
77500, okay.
77,500.
Yes. Did you get that?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
And then I'm going to take you back to the front because these are,
Jiminy crickets.
this is the big, well, I have to do all that to get back to this number.
I'm
So
taking your word for it.
on page 8, this is under Revenue Object 3900. No, it's under 3800 at the top. It doesn't have the heading. This is the carryover from prior year. So this is fund balance that it will take to balance this budget from general fund. And that number needs to change to $2,253,460.14.
Can we start out with 500,000?
No.
And just for the court's information, the audited fund balance for general fund at the end of fiscal year '22 was $4,450,272. So the plan is to spend half of that on fiscal year '23. But that's at current tax revenue for fiscal year '23.
Hey Shelby, would you get a hold of Robin Cruz and tell her doesn't look like I'm gonna make it by 11:30? Please. I don't even know where they're meeting at.
They're meeting today for juvenile board?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was next week.
No, I have it down for today. Is that, Shelby, that was today, wasn't it?
Last I heard it was the 21st. Did it change? Thank you.
I thought it was next week.
No, well, that suits me. So there's a meeting I don't have to be at today? That's great news.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Probably
Probate.
skipping around the darn, no, yeah, I got a guardianship at 2:30.
I have it both. I put one on the 21st, but there's also one in here for today. But I didn't put that one in, so I don't know anything about that one.
That may be did I put that in there?
Well, I didn't do it.
It's hard to get good help. All right, thank you. Well, regardless, I'm not gonna be there, so. All right, sorry, Loretta, I had to get that.
Okay. So this is where I do my spiel about the snowball of using fund balance, because if we have to use 100% of fund balance in fiscal year '24, we'll have basically one more year of fund balance.
Well, we don't want to use that, if at all possible. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
That was a good idea till, like I said, we had to start flipping pages and I couldn't see
It
the.
used to never be landscape, it was all portrait.
That's our new system.
Yeah, our new wonky system. Okay. Any questions from the commissioners for Ms. Key?
Not a bit for me.
Well, yes, I guess I did. What number, Ms. Key, do you have
What number do I have?
that you would recommend?
Well, I will tell you, and I have this number written down. Where'd it go? I might tell you. To balance the budget without using fund balance, it will take $9,212,758 in tax revenue. And if you have what I gave you last week, the calculations, the estimates, that looks like this.
You have yours running? Or do you need one? Okay.
You'll see that that falls just below the voter approval rate, which would be an estimated collections of $9,440,979.64.
That's the 42,226.
And we need to have the discussion too about the upcoming case and what we're going to use potentially from fund balance that is not even calculated into this.
Well, problem is we have no,
We have no way to estimate
we
it.
have no way of knowing. I mean, it could be, it's gonna be costly, but there's absolutely no way to say what's gonna cost us
No,
as much
there's no way to project it right
at
now.
this point.
Did you say that we're going to 142?
No,
That's
yeah,
what
the
she's talking about.
422608 is the voter approval rate. At that point, that would trigger an election.
If you go above that rate.
Yes.
You can,
But
you
that's
can
also
adopt that
figuring
rate.
in basically the last 3 years of ours, 3.5 also.
Right, the
So
carryover.
your carryover, so your percentage of actually going up, if you use that's about like 12 or 13% increase in taxes.
Increase in collections.
No, in taxes. Yeah, increase in dollar amount.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you're, that's not with, I guess, and I'm saying this as a rookie judge, that's, just so I understand, I'm not trying to make a point here, but that would be used in the previous 3 years that we did not
Go up on
take
Yeah.
that amount.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adding all of them together with the current year. So you're looking at 14%. If you did 3.5 times 4, you're looking at 14%.
But
Well, we got
it's
the- we got-
not the whole 3.5.
Yeah, it's a percentage base.
Yeah.
How much more would that be on the average home?
The average home is right around 85,000.
You did 3.5 times what?
3.
Times 3,
Seven.
right?
I mean, times 4, because you're actually figuring in 4 years, but it's not 3.5, it's like 3.2, 3.1
Yeah,
or something.
yeah. I mean, you just, yeah, that's just
Yeah.
a.
Just
that's
a rough number.
That's a rough number.
I think you're right.
Well, that's scary when the auditor says that.
Yes, sir, it is.
I should have brought my real calculator.
I don't have a real calculator. I'd let you
Oh.
borrow one.
Oh,
That's the one I use. Had Baylor do
I dropped it on the hard rocky road.
that? You got, is that a screen?
Yes,
Or
sir.
is that the actual screen? That
No, it's
messes?
a screen protector,
Oh,
I think.
gosh.
I'm gonna go down there and see if they'll put me a new one on, Judge.
Yeah, that, yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, they put one on there for, I don't know, we just looked at that, I think $45.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. But that's beats.
Yeah, I knew.
You have to put a new one in.
$53.13 roughly
Increase,
on the average.
$85,000 home at the tax rate of 0.422608.
Yes.
And that would not trigger an election?
If you
No.
stay
No, as
below
long as you
that
stay
rate.
below
Below that rate, okay.
But like I said, that's a double-digit tax increase.
To $53 total on an $85,000 home.
Yes.
Are these numbers on this budget you printed today, are they up to today numbers, current?
That's,
Yes.
that's current, yeah.
Are you talking about the expenditure part?
Expenditure up to the revenue?
Yes, the May 12th payroll, which is the last one we did in net data, is not in the expenditures yet. I need to journal entry that in. And
So-
then I have some adjustments to do.
So I know you just got through figuring that on your deal and stuff. So every 100 grand, how much is that?
Okay, give me just a minute and I'll do it again.
Every 100 grand
Yeah,
to go with that tax rate
yeah.
is $42.
Well, that's are you talking about the increase on 100,000?
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I'm talking about the increase, yeah.
Well, it's 3610, so minus $42, so like $6.
So like $59
It's
on 100,000.
$61.60 on a $100,000 home
Yeah,
or
but-
property.
Yeah.
So my understanding of meeting with Randy and stuff, on the money on the, I hate saying that, the money we didn't recoup, but the money we left on the table from 2020 is fixing to roll off, which is, if I remember right, was like a 0.37.
Yes, the increase that we did not use in tax year 2021,
I thought he said it was 2020,
2020.
because
yes.
it rolls off every 3
Right.
years.
Yes, so the unused increment rate for 2020 is 3.7263 cents.
Point,
3.7263 cents per $100.
3.762 cents.
7263.
7263.
7263, I'm sorry.
And that's what will roll off.
But it'll roll off, but you'll gain, if you went below this year, you'd gain that back. It's a revolving door situation, that if you don't use it, you can use it the next time, or percentage based.
But, yeah, but that would be that's the highest one
Right.
that's rolling off, is at 3.7263.
All right.
Well, I mean, this is not a pleasant conversation to have, or whatever, but, you know, the bottom line is we're not sitting.
Well,
On a
here's my
huge-
2 cents worth, and the reason why I asked about the numbers being up to date is, right now as we stand, we, fund balance wise, yes, it was budgeted at $2,031,134.13 for this year. We have not touched that yet. We're still at $861,883.14 in the good, and we've got 6 weeks left. 5 payrolls, 6 payrolls if you count, I guess, the May. So, are we gonna get to it? Probably so. Are we gonna get to the $2 million? Not even close. So,
You said 2,000,003. What was
yeah,
it again?
it's 2,031,100, it's on page
Right.
8 today.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm trying to.
Yeah.
And so that's my deal, okay? I don't want to deplete it. However, I don't know that it's necessary to go the full 42 on this deal, because of the fact that traditionally, if you go back and look, we're break pretty close to even on it. Like I say, I'm not gonna say that we're not gonna get into it, because I do think we will. But we won't get into it to the extent of $1 million, because we've already collected over $500,000 in revenue that was not budgeted.
How much?
525, 924, 28. So that's my deal, is we're getting toward the end of the year, and yes, I do know people spend money at the end of the year to buy up office supplies or whatever they want to do.
I don't know how much money you have.
Yeah. But to that extent, I don't know that we need to do, and Loretta and I have this back and forth every year. It's nothing new, Dave, for us on there. But that's my 2 cents worth. If we did the 3.5%, just shy of the 3.5% cap that we have on here, we would generate $462,117.77 in additional revenue.
One more time, Ron.
462,117.77.
Oh.
And
Which rate?
that's not a rate you've got figured. It's actually just shy of the 3.5. Because the best I could figure, the 3.5 was going to be, where is my sticky?
The no new revenue rate? Are you
Yeah,
going?
not this no new revenue rate, but the
Oh.
no new revenue rate if we use 3.5%,
Oh, okay.
which is,
Aren't we at 361 now? On the
yeah.
rate?
So that's just a little bit lower than what we had. If we stayed at the 361, which is just a little bit above 3.5% cap, which you would be getting into the leftover rates that we have built into that 42, it would generate $503,682.09 in additional revenue, just over $500,000.
And that's on page 1.
Yeah, that's on page 1. So, my 2 cents, strictly my 2 cents is somewhere in around that rate. And here's the thing about that, is if we get the expenditure that we think we're gonna have, that we see on the horizon for this trial, which is, I'm telling you guys, you're talking about multi-year, several years, then we're probably going to have to do this several years in a row, just for that expenditure, to plan for that expenditure. So there is another reason why I don't think that we ought to go to the 42 now. Let's stay right about the 3.5. And
What would the 361? Or what we got at
that's the very front
361?
page of this one, James.
Yeah,
So,
the 361.
361 is what we got now,
It's the current rate.
the
Yeah.
current rate. Which would, like I say, would generate 503.62 on that.
and the minimus?
The minimus rate is,
366?
yeah, it's just,
569.
it's gonna be a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's gonna generate, the minimus rate is generating 500,000 right off the top, not counting new, so you're looking at around 613,000 and then 600 and the minimus. Very last one.
It is. It's the last page.
Yeah, the minimus, you're gonna look at generating about 617,000 roughly
Yeah.
on there.
Over the voter approval rate.
Over the voter approval.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I foresee a long-range plan that we've gotta come up with to pay for the trial. I do. I just don't think we have to do it all in 1 year. But that's, like I say,
Yeah.
strictly my 2 cents sitting at the end of this day.
Why wouldn't it be better in your mind, Robert, just stay where we're at right now? Did you already say it?
Well, that's what I'm saying, somewhere between the 3.5 and the 3.61, 3.59 to 3.61 ratio in there.
And what the de minimis rate is, we're allowed to increase revenue $500,000. That's what the de minimis rate is.
Yeah. And it's population based, I think, too, or something like that, or tax rate, I forget it. Not everybody can do it.
So after saying all that.
30,000,
Right, it's 30,000.
population under 30,000.
But that's my 2 cents. Y'all know me.
Do you still think it would be in that, Mr. Red, what you're calculating to use the fund balance up? After we're not into it yet?
We are going to use
You're going
fund
to
balance.
use fund balance.
Use it up.
Are we
is what
going
we
to
said,
use the whole proposed,
yeah. That's
what's
what I
on
mean.
page
2
8?
million.
2 million? No.
But what Loretta's saying is if you budget like this, eventually you will.
Right.
And you agree with that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you continually budget at a fund balance rate, you will eventually use it.
But we're coming out of it at 500 plus is what I'm at.
Over the voter approval rate.
Right.
No, the no new
No.
revenue rate. Sorry.
Yeah. that's
Over the no new revenue rate.
Don't say voter approval rate, because that's a whole different,
Right.
a whole different deal. We're staying below, we're staying
Yeah.
below that.
Well, and here's the thing about that too, David. That is our voter approval rate if we take the initiative to use the 3 years in the past, not the technical voter approval rate for the 3.5% annual cap that we have. We have the availability to use 3 years backwards because we have not used it.
Well-
It doesn't necessarily mean we've got to.
Yes,
You know,
no,
you know.
I agree with that. My only, here's my question, like I said, being the new to the court, what's the potential, because the state's already gone back down and said, you know what, you can only do 3.5. What's the potential for the state coming in and saying you can't use previous years?
Oh,
Or-
it's gonna happen. I mean, that diminishment, all that's gonna disappear, because we're fixing to be the bad guys on stuff,
Yeah,
the way they're doing the school taxes.
yeah. So,
I mean, it's written in there for a particular reason, but they're gonna have another headache with the 5% cap they put on themselves, because the reason why the Senate didn't want to do that is because it's gonna directly affect the way they budget their biennial budget, because they budget a 10% property tax increase into their budgets.
yes. So I guess my question is, it's almost like and I don't want to oversimplify this, but it's almost like do I take Social Security at 62 or do I take it at
Well,
whatever?
Here's the
You're
other thing you've got to.
counting on it that Social Security is going to be there
Yeah, sure.
at 66 or 71 or whatever.
But here's the other side of that, David, for us sitting here at this table. If we increase taxes this year, we're not increasing them just for this year. We're increasing them for every year forward. So we make an additional 500,000 this year, we're gonna make that same additional 500,000 next year on taxes.
Okay.
So it is a compounded situation where you got $1 this year, next year you're gonna have $2, next year you're gonna have $1.50. You're going to get to where you need to be. You don't have to take the one big chunk right at the front, because that's the same thing's gonna happen if you do the 42. You're gonna make that extra big chunk of money, but you're gonna make it again next year, and you're gonna make it again the next year. So why?
If the legislature allows us
You
to.
Well,
can
no.
make it next year.
Right.
Right.
Well, no, not necessarily, because you're setting the tax rate. So the tax rate directly is going to be related to the next year, the next year, the next year. So, and this is what always makes her mad, because it goes the same way when we go the other direction. Because it's a compounded deal. If we go below the effective rate, like we have for the last several years, it compounds, because you're losing that revenue not for this year, you're losing it next year and the next
Right.
year and the next year.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Okay. So, it works both ways on gaining or losing the revenue.
Sure.
On it. So that's the reason why I look at it like this. If okay, let's do this, and it is a hit, and it's going to cost a little bit more, but not an eye-staggering amount. And and it'll be I don't want to say a slow progression, but it is a progression into that situation. Whereas if we go in there next year and we've got the trial coming up and we can see writing on the wall and it's going to be substantial, we go 3.5 again. Okay, now we've made 500,000, we made $1 million, the next year we're making another $1 million. So that's the reason why like I say, I'm one fat guy sitting on the end of this table. That's the reason why I have a hard time going to something like 42, where we're going up 6 cents, when we can go down half a cent, and as long as we're relative on what we spend the next several budgets, we'll catch back up. I personally,
Unless property taxes take a hit.
Right.
And
Well,
you're also considering costs are saying level.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
And they don't.
they don't. And I totally understand that, but they don't for everybody. Not just for the county, for the people we're taking
Right.
their money from, they don't stay level either on it. But that's my sales pitch. David, you're just getting the first taste of all this with me. And
Yeah.
we go back and forth like this all the time, every year,
I understand. This is,
you know.
I'm just getting coached up on this deal. I wish I was a tax expert on this deal to
we
figure
visit
out.
with them too, they don't have any clues either.
Well, and the other bad thing is that, I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what Loretta's saying, both. I mean, even though they're a little bit opposing, but we've got this, we didn't ask for the expense that we're fixing to get hit with.
Correct.
But that doesn't mean that we can't budget for it. That's what we get paid to do, is to budget stuff. So
Well, and you have a fiduciary duty to budget for it.
Sure, yeah, you can't just sit there and say, well,
Can't
you know,
roll the dice all the time.
yeah, no, and then,
Well, don't you think with what's coming up that we need to raise them a little bit?
Well, I do, and I think
Yeah.
we need to stay between, around the 36 ratio on it. Because I, like I say, James, I look at it like this, that's gonna generate $500,000
Yeah.
right there. Okay, if we look at it at a 5-year, 4-year scenario.
which just for clarification, that is based on increased property values.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And you're looking at a $500,000 annual bill for that. We've got that covered right there for the next 4 years. Because you're not, do you actually think your property value is gonna go down the next 4 years?
No, they're
Okay.
not gonna go down, yeah.
So,
If we hit a recession, it could.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, it won't though. I mean, you might see a little fluctuation in some residential stuff, that will be it. And the offset's gonna be, I mean, we generating at the rate of, the 3610, we're generating $146,618 of that's in new value, or, well, I'm sorry, that doesn't have a 90, 114,348.24 is in new value. So, and you add that, and you go back and look at previous, it's always been around the six-figure, $100,000 mark in new value over the last several years. So, you're picking up that additional value, and you're picking up an additional tax increase. I just don't see the need to do it all at once, or to have. I mean, and I totally understand what Loretta's saying, because if you do it all at once, it's done. Basically, it's behind you. However, that's an awful big hit for people. But I mean. That's my spiel.
Andy, what's your thoughts on the deal?
I see both sides. I mean, I hate to see a big hit, but that big of a hit.
Well, I don't disagree with Robert about that. I mean, I would like to lessen the impact on the taxpayer as much as possible. I'd like to be able to just say, hey, we don't need any more of your money, but
That's not realistic.
it's not realistic because, just like every business has got increased cost, our costs have increased. And fuel and labor and,
everything we got.
paper that goes in the copy machine is costing us more. What about you, James?
Yeah, I think we should go up to the 366, really. I mean, it's not gonna be that much more. I mean, but the deal is, we gotta prepare for the next 3 or 4 years,
Right.
yeah.
What would 366 do for us?
Give me just a minute.
I propose increasing the auditor's budget by $20 so she can get a real calculator.
There you go, Ted.
Yeah, but I want her to have one of those
I
that
didn't
goes like
bring it.
this.
I don't recall those.
Yeah.
I think I seen a picture with you. One.
That was Robert.
There was Robert.
Well, Robert's had that one with the little beads on it.
Yeah.
It will be $8,282,474.
8.
3 cents. 8,282,474. 474.03.
Well, you're talking about using the de minimis rate, weren't
Yeah.
you? He's talking about using the de minimis.
Oh,
rate.
about using the de minimis, well, that's calculated on.
Yeah, it's calculated
Yeah,
on there.
8.294 million. Which done?
Oh, maybe next year.
It's gonna be, yeah, it'd be 6. Cause it's, de minimis is basically valuing or additional 500,000 in collections.
Yeah.
Plus new revenue, so you're looking at 616
616.
roughly.
So what's the impact to the taxpayer on $100,000 at that? There, we gave you a real one that you could find it too.
Yeah, it would be right here.
We didn't really want to know. We just like seeing you punch on that thing.
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
So on $100,000 home, it's an increase of $5.57.
$557
Yes,
on 100,000.
yes, over current. Over no new, you wanted on the, over the no new revenue rate? Let me do that. I did it on the current rate. Just a second.
But that puts us still well below the 42
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
at the 366. That's the one you were talking about
Yeah,
James.
yes.
So I'll make sure.
366, 569.
James, between the, to tell you that, well, I say it's roughly, underneath current values, not new values, current values, going from the 310 to the 366 is gonna generate 113,971.83 additional.
Yeah, that's what I had, that's what I had figured right there on the
Yeah,
13,000.
so if you figure in the other, it's gonna be around to roughly $115,000 additional between what we currently are and going with 366 de minimis rate.
But we're talking about 600,000.
Yeah, roughly.
It's $24.59 going from the no new revenue to the de minimis on a $100,000 home.
$24.59
Yes, sir.
for 100,000.
How much was, I mean, what rate was that one?
That's at the de minimis, .366569 on page 4.
What about your brother? We had a little bit of cushion there. I mean, we're not talking about that much difference between what Robert's saying and what James is saying. If we can find somewhere that we can agree on that, that would sure help our situation with the fund balance, especially with what we've got coming up. And we made the point with the DA, this is gonna be a multi-year deal, so. I mean, I'd rather go with the 3-6, whatever.
With the de minimis.
Yeah.
Mandy, where you at?
That's what I would go.
Ronnie?
I'm with James. 3-6.
Can you live with that?
3.6, I said, that's what I told you, 3.6 to 3.59, somewhere in there, which is right at 3.6. Can't get much closer
Okay,
on it.
okay.
Now, I will say this, I'll scream tooth and nail if we
Yeah.
try to use de minimis again next year. I'll fill this courtroom. Just because I don't think that's something that they want you using every year. That's not the way that it was established.
No, I don't disagree with you, but I think we're in kind of,
I mean, I
We're
don't,
in-
I don't want a dollar amount keeping that guy from getting what he deserves.
Yeah.
And that's
exactly.
the only thing that's in the back of my mind. And so.
No,
I
I don't disagree with you, Robert, on any of that, and I think we'd be having a whole different conversation
if we didn't have this situation.
if we didn't have that situation.
Yes.
I really
I know
do.
I'd have no different mindset,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Then it's
everybody deserves their just due.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, amen,
And
amen. And he deserves justice. I'm just gonna put it that way.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so is the motion the 366?
Who's making it?
I'll make it.
Make it, Robert, second?
I'll second
Do
it.
you-
Wait,
You
I
have to
gotta
read it.
read.
Would you pass
Okay.
that
I
to
got it.
Robert? Okay.
I move to adopt a proposed 2023 property tax rate of 0.366569 cents.
0.3666569.
You have to do 36 point
I thought
cents.
he did.
You did 0
Point.
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So it's 0.36 you're
Right,
proposing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 0.36 cents.
Yeah, cents.
Here,
Point.
read it that way.
3666569.
No zero?
No zero.
Okay.
So you just move the decimal.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Oh, Matt, stop.
Yeah. So 36.6569 cents.
Motion by Raines, second by,
And then if you'll get everybody to vote,
Roll call.
we're off.
Roll call.
who made that second?
I see.
Second. County judge votes aye.
Commissioner precinct 1, precinct 2,
Aye.
precinct 3, precinct 4. Unanimous.
And who
Let me
made
just say it
the,
real quick.
Okay.
No, it's
who
fine.
seconded the motion? I'm sorry.
Crenshaw.
Crenshaw.
So it is 36 point.
Yes. He just said 0 point.
Yeah, I know, that's what
Yeah.
threw me off.
That's what it says on
You didn't move the
there.
decimal.
.6569. Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna catch up here. We've done that. So discuss, H, did I miss anything above? No,
So,
because we tabled the one. Discuss,
Oh.
execute.
Yes, on G, the Commissioners Court needs to accept the proposed budget, and it's not going to be the one in front of you. I will make the one change and put the tax value in and get that to you by tomorrow.
Okay.
And we might have another change.
Can we,
because of the
can we
juror.
accept with the idea that it's gonna be revised?
Yes,
Okay,
I'll make the motion, Judge.
okay.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Rain, second by Mr. Maxwell to accept the proposed budget as presented tomorrow.
Judge, did you vote?
Yes. Well, I haven't voted yet. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Miss
Opposed, same
Loretta,
sign.
It's a test.
Are you making another one for everybody, Miss Loretta?
Should get back front couple of pages, you don't have to make a whole budget, do you?
I will have to for what I
Oh.
file because it has totals.
Okay.
So you're making a whole budget for everybody?
In order? Would those be in order?
We'll do our best.
I think they had a card game going on, she's shoving.
Can I get page 66 this time?
You would like what?
Now, Judge, it was just these two
No.
boys,
I
though.
know.
It's
So they
probably-
could've messed
it's
it up.
probably in there
Yeah, it's the
somewhere.
last two. It was like 8:58 and I was, I'm beginning, this is so good.
All right. H, discuss and execute order changing juror pay, Kathy Gentho.
Yes, so there's a House Bill 2014 that sets the rates for jurors, and this is for all jurors. So it says not less than $20 for the first day or a fraction of the first day a person is in attendance in court in response to the process and discharges the person's duty for that day, and not less than $58 for each day or fraction of each day the person is in attendance in court in response to the process after the first day and discharge the person's duty for that day. So most of the counties surrounding our county, are requesting that the budget be set for $20 for the first day, $60 because it's a rounded number for the second day. Chelsea has spoken with Judge Harrod. He is good with that. So that is my request coming to you guys on behalf of myself and Chelsea, which is a district clerk.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, and then I also have an order to pay the members of the jury, which reflects the 20 and the 60. So if you could give Judge Holm the permission to sign that as well.
Second.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Motion by Mr. Rain, second by Mr. Wilson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries to make it 20 for partial and 60 for full.
Thank you. Let me get you, I have to sign that, Judge.
Okay.
And Kathy, could I get a copy of that order?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll get you one too. Oh, that's the next one.
Do I need to sign this one too?
Not yet.
Okay. Do I need to hang on to it?
No.
Okay, that was H. I, amend the juror donation payment information to reflect the new juror pay scale. Ms. Gentho,
Can I see that?
you gave it to me.
Okay, since we, you guys allowed the increase on that, then the juror donation form will need to reflect that as well. The last time you guys adopted that was in August of 2012. So the organizations where the donations can go to are remaining the same. The only thing is the upper part to reflect $20 and $60. So that does not require a judge's signature. We just need to amend the form. And that's for county court and for district court.
I'll make the motion.
Do we have one for JP's also?
I'll second.
I don't know if they do or not.
I don't know what they do.
I don't either.
Couldn't figure out this moment, because
Yeah.
I don't have them very often.
Yeah. So the motion was, I'm sorry.
Also.
Yeah, I made it, James second.
Okay, motion by Robert, second by James. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
For all courts.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you.
for all courts.
Thank you.
And J, report on formation of the salary grievance committee. Ms. Gentho.
It's a mute, but I promised you guys that I would report back to the court. We have only had 5 accept to serve. So if we did have one, we'd have the same issue as we did last year. But it's reported, so we never did get a committee formed.
Okay, so there's no committee.
No committee.
Okay. K, request for county clerk staff to be paid overtime from county clerk records management funds.
Yes, the monies are budgeted in my records management fund for overtime pay, and I'm just asking that my staff who works overtime be paid out of that fund through the end of the calendar year. And I'll field questions.
I'll make a motion, we do it.
Motion by Robert,
Second.
second by Mr. Maxwell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Post same sign.
Thank you. Okay, next.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to pin Rex down. I have a question for him on guardianship. Request for county, we did that one. Approve reserve deputy sheriff bond, Kathy Gentho.
Yes, we have the bond of Michael Hedrick, and he has done everything he is supposed to for a reserve bond. So we just need the judge to approve that by his signature.
Do we need a motion?
Yes, please.
Motion by Mr. Maxwell, second by Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And I'll sign this real quick.
Thank you.
Okay, so, M, discuss and consider an act on Superior Vision benefit renewal and addendum I to group contract between Superior Vision of Texas and the County of Eastland. Ms. Key.
This is the renewal. This is an employee paid benefit. It's no cost to the county. The rates are the same. We just need to sign a new contract and addendum.
Did for the judge to sign that?
Yes.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Raines, second by Mr. Maxwell. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign.
You'll sign mine also.
I thought she was bringing pizza. Loretta just looked over here and told us all that she's bringing pizza.
Thank you.
She thought that was funny. N, discuss and consider entering into an agreement with Tyler Technologies and Research Texas. Ms. Gentho.
Yes.
Sign again?
And I am presenting on behalf of Chelsea. She is not here because she has a funeral to attend to. But what we found out, once we started going through the Tyler filing from e-file and taking it through Odyssey, that when we done it through the task queue of Odyssey, then the attorneys were not getting their copies in return without going through the Texas e-file. So in order for them to get their copies back showing that they were accepted by the court, we have to enter into an agreement with Research Texas. It's no cost to the county, it's just a formality. So as much as I'm against Research Texas taking our profits from the county, there's ultimately no way around it. So I'm asking that these be executed so the attorneys are able to get what they need through.
Yeah. It's a paperwork deal.
Yeah.
There's no cost, there's
It's
no,
workflow, yeah,
yeah, it's basically an authorization
to let Research tap
to
in.
let Research Texas notify those attorneys, which, who knew that we would even have to do that, but that's a whole other deal, so. Motion by Mr. Maxwell, second by Mr. Wilson. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign.
And this is to allow as well,
And to allow,
the judge to sign. Thank you.
go. Discuss and consider entering a direct service agreement between telemedicine and Lyric.
It's telemedicine, Lyric, and the county.
We'll sign
Cutting
it.
out the other month.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yes. This is the agreement for the telemedicine benefit for employees. Brad Stevenson has reviewed it and said he didn't see anything wrong with it other than the interest rate, which is 6% per month until the principal and accrued interest is paid in full. We pay these monthly, so that shouldn't be an issue.
I'll make a motion, we enter into this time.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Raines, second by Mr. Maxwell. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. You guys kill me. Motion carries. There's yours back. 5, budget. Well, we've done 5. P, emergency amendments.
There are none.
There are no emergency amendments. Okay. Then,
Motion, we adjourn.
motion to adjourn. Second by Mr. Maxwell. You go with us adjourn?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
thought you said something.
Yeah.
I said, thank you.
No,